Mustafa Abubakar's life began in a small village in northern Nigeria, where he was abandoned by his parents, who couldn't afford to care for him. His early years were marked by illness and hardship, with his parents believing that they could no longer afford to keep him alive. His body was frail, and his future looked grim. Dr. Emmanuel Olamide, a compassionate physician, was the man who found Mustafa in the streets, lying in a forgotten corner of the city of Kano. Dr. Emmanuel, known for his humanitarian work, took the boy in without hesitation. He treated Mustafa's illness, giving him the care and attention that he needed. After many months of recovery, Mustafa grew stronger, and Dr. Emmanuel began to see his potential. "Mustafa, you have a chance at life. You will go far," Dr. Emmanuel said as he helped him regain his strength. "I will send you to school. You have the mind of a healer." Dr. Emmanuel helped Mustafa complete his secondary education, and when the time came to choose a university, he made sure Mustafa's dream was realized. With a scholarship, Dr. Emmanuel sent Mustafa to Obafemi Awolowo University, OAU, in Ile-Ife, Nigeria, to study medicine, a gift that would change Mustafa's life forever. First day at OAU. Mustafa's first day at OAU was a blur of excitement, nervousness, and awe. As he walked through the university gates, he felt both a sense of disbelief and an overwhelming sense of possibility. He was far from home, in a place where no one knew him, but everything felt so new and full of promise. The campus was vast, filled with students from all parts of Nigeria, each with their own story. Mustafa was assigned a dorm room, and as he stepped inside, he felt a deep sense of loneliness. The other students were loud and full of energy, but Mustafa felt like an outsider. His first meal in the cafeteria was a strange mix of rice, beans, and a sauce he had never seen before. The food was different from what he was used to in northern Nigeria, where rice was often cooked with a dry sauce. But he kept an open mind, accepting the food with the same resilience he had learned on the streets. His emotions were a mixture of gratitude and fear. He was grateful for the opportunity that Dr. Emmanuel had given him, but the fear of failure lingered in his heart. How could someone like him, someone who had come from nothing, fit in at such a prestigious university? That night, as Mustafa sat on his bed, a knock on the door startled him. The student on the other side introduced himself as Damilare, his new roommate and coursemate. Damilare was a student from the western part of Nigeria, confident, outgoing, and full of life. He had a bright smile and a hearty laugh that put Mustafa at ease. "I heard you're from the north," Damilare said, settling into the room. "I'm Damilare. Welcome to OAU. You're going to love it here." Mustafa smiled shyly. "Thanks. I hope so." The friendship begins. From that day on, Damilare and Mustafa became inseparable. Damilare helped Mustafa navigate the social and academic challenges of university life. They studied together late into the night, struggling with the demands of medical school. At times, Mustafa found himself frustrated by the complexity of some medical concepts. Damilare, with his natural flair for learning, would often break things down in a way that made it easier for Mustafa to understand. "Don't stress, Mustafa. You're just as smart as anyone here," Damilare would encourage him. "We've got this." But it wasn't always easy. Their different backgrounds sometimes led to disagreements. Mustafa's quiet, introverted nature clashed with Damilare's boisterous personality. There were days when they argued over trivial things, like the cleanliness of their room or the amount of time they spent studying. On one particular occasion, Mustafa got so frustrated that he stormed out of their room, vowing never to speak to Damilare again. "I can't do this," Mustafa said, pacing in the hallways. "You don't understand what it's like, coming from where I did." Damilare chased after him, his face filled with concern. "I may not understand everything, but I do know you, and I know you're stronger than you think." Their fight lasted only a few hours, but it felt like a lifetime. By the evening, they had both cooled down, realizing that their friendship was more important than their disagreements. They apologized, and Damilare's words echoed in Mustafa's mind. "We're in this together. No matter where we come from, the road to success. As the years passed, Mustafa and Damilare continued to support one another. They became known as the top students in their department. Their professors admired their dedication, and their peers respected their work ethic. Despite the challenges they faced, including homesickness, the rigor of medical school, and the pressure to succeed, they remained focused on their goal. There were more ups and downs. They had days when they doubted themselves, and days when they felt like they couldn't go on. Mustafa still struggled with the fear of failure, especially as he thought about his past, being abandoned, fighting to survive, and wondering if he truly deserved to be where he was. But Damilare was always there, lifting his spirits when he faltered. "You're not here by accident, Mustafa," Damilare would say, looking at him seriously. "You've earned this, and you're going to change the world with what you know." Graduation day arrived, and Mustafa and Damilare stood side by side, the best students in their department. As they walked across the stage to receive their degrees, they exchanged a look that said everything. The long nights, the sacrifices, the fights, and the victories had all led them here. "We made it," Mustafa whispered, tears in his eyes. "We did," Damilare replied, a proud smile on his face. Giving back. After graduation, Mustafa returned to the northern part of Nigeria, where his journey had started. Dr. Emmanuel Olamide had been there every step of the way, supporting him as he completed his medical studies. Mustafa's return to his community was met with admiration. He opened a clinic in his hometown, dedicated to helping those who had been forgotten by society, just as he once had been. Dr. Emmanuel visited him often, offering advice and encouragement. "You've come full circle, Mustafa," he said one day, as they walked through the clinic together. "Now, you have the power to change lives, just like I did for you." Mustafa and Damilare's friendship remained strong, even after they went their separate ways professionally. Damilare visited Mustafa in northern Nigeria, and they continued to share their dreams of improving healthcare in Nigeria. "What you're doing here, Mustafa," Damilare said, looking at the bustling clinic. "It's amazing. You're giving these kids a chance just like you had." Mustafa smiled. "I wouldn't be here without you, Damilare. You helped me see that anything is possible." Chapter 6. A legacy of hope. Years passed, and Mustafa's clinic became a hub of hope for abandoned children and the underserved population in northern Nigeria. His story of survival, resilience, and friendship became an inspiration to others. He never forgot where he came from, and he never lost sight of the people he was meant to serve. And through it all, he remembered the two things that had carried him to success: the unwavering friendship of Damilare and the guiding hand of Dr. Emmanuel Olamide. They had both given him a chance when no one else would, and now he was giving back to those who needed it most.